welcome to Style Syndicate. I'm your host, Lindiwe, and I'm here to bring you all things lifestyle and entertainment. This week, we take a look at the most iconic McLarens. Chat to the first ever black woman to travel to every single country. Yep, you heard right. Catch up with rapper Nasty C. Then chat to 3 women who have made an impact in male-dominated spaces. The McLaren F1 is one of the most sought-after supercars. Only 106 were produced in the world, and every single one is rare and worth millions. The F1 LM model, for example, was recently sold for a dizzying 300 million rand. That made it the most expensive McLaren ever sold. Can you believe it? And British actor Rowan Atkinson, also known as Mr. Bean, sold his for about 155 million rand. And that was just a normal, regular F1. And here in South Africa, there are about 2 F1s. So I'm at Daytona in Johannesburg to understand why these cars are so iconic and also take a look at some other limited edition McLarens. The McLaren seems to be quite an iconic brand. Please can you touch on some of the history for us?
Sure. So Bruce McLaren was the founder of McLaren Racing in the 1963. He actually just started with a couple of race cars. From then on, he went on to win multiple events in like the Can-Am series and just started producing, well, the best race cars around by then. Later on in about 2012, 2013, McLaren Automotive started producing the first full production McLaren cars, which is the MP4 12C. Oh. That's nevertheless the F1 that was released in 1993. Yeah, up until 1998.
And that one is like sought after, like everyone wants that, it's super rare.
Definitely.
But what makes that one special?
So I think if anybody says supercar, everybody automatically thinks for McLaren F1. So there were very few numbers built. They were all hand built first of all. They had a BMW V12 motor, naturally aspirated V12 motor. I think to this date still, that's the fastest naturally aspirated car ever produced. No.
What do you mean when you say that the fastest naturally?
Aspirated.
What does that mean?
So basically it means that there's no forced induction into the engine, right? There's no turbos or superchargers. It's basically the most simple engine design that you could get.
Now, we're going to check out a couple of limited edition cars. Let's start with this one. It's catching my eye and it looks like a Batmobile.
Yeah.
What is that?
So this is the 650 Le Mans edition. All right. As I said earlier, the F1 that was launched in 1993 had a very successful Le Mans season, and they won the races. So this is a tribute car back to those. So they're basically the same color of the car. You can see the wheel design is also very much similar to the original F1 cars back from then, as well as the roof scoop. So this is one of 50 in the world, 25 right-hand drives, and only 2 in South Africa.
All right, so only 2 in South Africa?
Yep, one of 2.
And it goes for how much?
Going for 4,999.
Okay.
So probably one of the fewer cars in this segment of price range that would be a collectible item. I'm definitely looking at a future collectible car. Let me show you around.
Let's do it. I really like this interior. It feels so lovely.
Stunning, huh? Yeah. So in this car, we spec'd out the Alcantara with the leather finish too. All right, then you've also got the contrast stitch, the grey contrast stitch. And then also what you do have in here is the carbon fiber pack 1 and 2. So you'll see your center console, your steering wheel's got carbon fiber, as well as your door inserts.
Please, can I start this car already?
Of course you can.
I've been waiting.
So put your foot on the brake for me.
As soon as I can reach it.
And then, that's it, push it hard.
I promise I can drive.
And then you can push the start button
This
there.
one, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one, the 675 LT.
Correct. Let's go show you. All right, so the 675 LT was the first car that we launched in the LT series. LT stands for long tail. It's more of the track-focused, lightweight version of the car before that, which was the 650. There were only 500 coupes produced of this, and 500 spiders. So there's only 1,000 of these in the world, 500 and 500, which makes it very special.
And it's what? This is 7 million.
Correct.
7 million for this one.
100%.
Oh, okay. You know what I find really interesting?
Yeah.
The windshield.
Yeah.
Look at this. What is this thing here? This line.
A lot of people think those are actually cracks.
It looks like, I'm thinking it's cracks, but you're saying it's not.
No, it's not. It's the antennas actually for our radio and to pick up keys. So the technology that goes into these cars is way ahead of its time.
So if I really do crack this, replacing this is going to be very painful. It's going to hurt me very bad.
Good. Hopefully you got a good insurance and they understand. But you're looking at about almost 110,000 Rand per windscreen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. On to the next
one.
So this is the Senna. This looks more like a Batmobile. I thought the other one did, but this one looks more like a Batmobile.
100%. So this car was actually named after Ayrton Senna, a famous Formula One driver that used to drive for McLaren. This car's main focus is to do lap times, the best lap times there is.
There are 9 of these?
9 in the country, correct?
In the country.
Yep.
Wow. How much does one go for?
Something like this, you're looking at about 30 million Rand after taxes and duties.
Okay. Wait, it says number 400 over here. What does that mean?
Correct. So there were 500 produced, but that number 400 means that this was the number 400 out of 500.
Coming up on Style Syndicate, we speak to the first Black woman to travel to every single country in the world. If you've always dreamt of visiting every single country in the world but think it's impossible, I hope Ugandan-American travel blogger Jessica Nabongo can inspire you when we're able to go out, of course. She recently became the first Black woman to travel to every single country in the world. Yes, as in all 195 of them. You call yourself a geography nerd, so thank you, geography nerd, for joining me.
I should have put on glasses.
Right? What made you want to travel to every single country in the world?
Really being a geography nerd. You know, the way our parents raised us is they really instill curiosity in us. And I feel like also this idea that we can do anything we want to do. My parents are from Uganda. I was born and raised in Detroit in the US. And yeah, so from my early 20s, I had probably been to around 10 countries. And I knew then that I wanted to visit every country in the world.
Oh my goodness. How were you able to get into countries such as North Korea, Somalia, Syria, Sudan?
So actually, my Ugandan passport came in really handy. So, you know, I think we talk a lot about passport privilege, and a lot of African passport holders think their passports can't get them anywhere. I know with the Ugandan passport, you can get into 68 countries visa-free or visa on arrival, obviously when it's safe to travel again.
I can't imagine traveling to those parts of the world. I mean, North Korea, for example, what was that experience like?
Yeah, North Korea. So I was there for 6 days. It was really fascinating. I think, you know, the most interesting thing about North Korea is it wasn't as strange as I think everyone thinks it is. You know what I mean? It was actually really interesting because it felt kind of normal in some ways. Like you saw children on field trips. You saw couples holding hands. You saw people riding their bike to work. So in many ways, it just felt kind of normal, which made it feel kind of unnormal because we don't abnormal because we don't think about it in that way, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I bet you get this a lot. As a Black female traveler, there's a perception that some countries are not as friendly to females, let alone to Black people. How has it been for you?
You know what? That honestly wasn't really my experience. Like, of course, being visibly African, because usually my hair is short like yours, that gave me challenges at immigration. So people would think my US passport was fake, or if I was traveling on a Ugandan passport, they thought that I wasn't actually there for tourism, so things like that. But once in country, there's, okay, like, you know, if I go to a restaurant and someone is rude, I don't really care about that. Like, that can happen to me in the US. But there's not many instances that stand out in my head of either issues because of my race or gender. I really travel with an open mind and open energy. I'm not going to see how would they treat me as a Black person? How would they treat me as a woman? I don't go into any situation thinking that.
You've done a majority of your travels solo. What type of advice would you have for lone travelers, especially if you're female? How do you keep safe?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have the same advice around like letting go of fear. You know, because I think the biggest fear as a woman for me is like the fear of sexual assault, right? The fear of someone assaulting you. And for most places in the world, most women are attacked by people they know. You know, it's rare that they're attacked by someone they don't know. So actually leaving your home areas actually in that sense could be safer. Some things that I do is if I'm alone, I typically will stay at a hotel just because if I need to, you know, run in at night or something, there's someone at the front desk. You know, if I need advice on anything, where to go, where not to go, there's someone at the front desk that I can ask. So I feel safer staying in hotels. And in a lot of places, I'll often get tour guides. Or, you know, if I'm like wanting to go around places, instead of taking public transportation, I might hire a driver.
Well, I want to play a quick game, and I know it's probably not even going to sound fair because I'm going to make you choose. I'm going to ask you questions, and then you just give me a name of a country.
Okay.
And as quickly as possible. So okay. I'm not even giving you a lot of time to think about it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay. So, and I think I know the answer to your first one because you did already say it. Your favorite place that you've traveled to?
I don't have one.
Let me say, most memorable.
Namibia. I don't know. There's so many.
Here's one that's going to be extremely unfair. Best food.
Oh God. That's hard. Georgia, the country of Georgia.
What did they serve?
They had this one chicken dish that had like lime, and you know what it was there? Everything was just so fresh.
Best country to party?
Nigeria, Lagos.
Okay. To relax?
Kenya, Lamu.
The most expensive country?
Somewhere in Scandinavia, so like Norway, Finland, Iceland, some of those countries for sure.
Okay, most affordable?
Actually, South Africa or Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. South Africa is so cheap.
The most good-looking people?
I'm going with Ghana.
Oh. Okay, we can't compete with Ghana.
I'm gonna go with Ghana.
Now I'm ready to pack my bags and jet off. Once it's safe to do so, of course. Let's take a look at what else has been happening in the world of entertainment. Jamaican presidential candidate Lisa Hanna is causing a stir on social media. She's not only smart, but gorgeous. She recently uploaded her campaign video, which has now gone viral. Before she got into politics 10 years ago, she was Miss Jamaica and Miss World. She also landed an acting gig on how Stella got her groove back. Check this out.
Look sweet. No long talking, she a work for the street. Miss World 93, yeah, she do it. Boom it and a catch it, Lisa fix it. She not chat it when she walk out on the street. She full of style, she'll never drop it. Articulate, she got it.
After the break, rapper Nasty C talks about collaborating with international superstars. As we wrap up Women's Month, I thought I'd throw the spotlight on females who are making a name for themselves in male-dominated spaces.
Hi, my name is Bipilo Ngobeni and I'm a female pilot. I'm 20 years old. I started my career in 2019, February at Blue Chip Flight School. What appealed to me in this industry is there were not many people of color, and also it was a very male-dominated industry. So I thought it could be challenging, but why not? Why should I limit myself? The first thing people think of when you tell them I am a female pilot is, oh, she's gonna crash, or she's gonna get emotional during the flight, or she's gonna get sensitive during the flight. And it's not even the case, because women who are in this industry are very confident, very strong, and you need those type of qualities to be in such an industry. Being a young female pilot in this industry is overwhelming, because you get people who say, umncane kangaka. So it's just so overwhelming when people get shocked that you're 20 years old or you're 19 or you started your career when you're 18, because most people see pilots who are old, 40, 60, they're never shown pilots who are young. And also because this is such a private industry, we don't even know that there are so many people of color, women in this industry, and there are people who are younger than you are pilots at this moment.
Hi, my name is Paige Lindenberg and I'm the National Marketing Manager for Zulu Group, which houses Shelby South Africa and Road to Race. And I'm also a racing driver for Lindenberg Racing and Shelby. So I think it was 2017, I won Man of the Year award for the season in racing, which was absolutely incredible and a huge achievement, but at the same time created quite an interesting conversation with a lot of people saying, how can they name it Man of the Year, because there's not only men that race. But hey, I'm willing to take it. It's a really cool award, and it was a good season of racing. So I currently race a Ford Fairlane in historic racing in my dad's race team, Lindenberg Racing, which is sponsored by Road to Race. And then I race Shelby Super Snakes in alternative motorsport events. As a female car racer, I've had some serious challenges. People doubt your ability, and people always have this connotation, oh, you drive like a girl, on the road. So when it comes to racing, it can be a lot worse. I've purposely been knocked off the track on a straight. Someone's purposely turned into me on a straight to knock me off the track because I was beating him. So egos on the track are not fun. You got to set those boundaries from the beginning, because if you're going to be this cute little innocent, it's fine, you can hit me off the track kind of person, they're all going to take advantage of you. I have had my days when I've been so demotivated and just hating life. And I'm not a negative person at all. So I realized if I'm struggling during lockdown and not doing the things that I love, like events and racing and all those wonderful things, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are struggling. So I kind of used my network and I started working with eNCA, and we started a PR campaign where we wanted to highlight women, and it didn't have to be that you did something extraordinary, because any woman, in our opinion, is an iconic woman. I mean, a mother to me is an iconic woman. So we just decided to get a few women together who live in a somewhat man's world, or have a story to tell, or are just an amazing ambassador to uplift women during this tough time.
I'm Manisha Jansen. I'm the area manager for Motul for Southern and Eastern Africa and Indian Oceans. What made me fall in love with biking is actually, it started at a very young age. I grew up with motorcycles. My dad rode motorcycles, so there were always motorcycles and motorcycle people around the house. I ride just for leisure. I mean, it's my, call it a hobby, it's my escape. I always say it's my form of meditation. I've had the opportunity to go to MotoGP, being a fan always and watching it on the couch in my living room, to actually be at MotoGP in Le Mans and be at MotoGP in Valencia. Those are the two I've been to, which is an absolute lifelong dream. Challenges as a female biker is, I think sometimes it's just the misconception that girls can't ride, and also that I think the other thing is that you can wear lipstick and still be a good motorcyclist. For me, I think it's important that women should stop seeing themselves as females in the male-dominated space. For me, I'm someone with a set of skills and experience, a passion for motorsport. I ride motorcycles myself, and I can do the job. And I think that's what it should be.
Here's someone who has consistently produced hit after hit after hit. Billboard described him as, and I quote, South Africa's best bet for a mainstream crossover. He was previously nominated for a BET and an MTV Europe Music Award. That's rapper Nasty C. Fans will be happy to know that his highly anticipated album is finally available. Zulu Man with Some Power features Grammy Award-winning rapper T.I. and US singer Ari Lennox.
There they go. Southside, there they go. There they go. Bangs, there they go. There they go.
My fans can expect just good music, Unlike some of my other albums, this one is it's not really heavily themed. It has a message to it, and it has a narrative, but it's not really heavily themed. It's not like you'll find me talking about the same thing over and over again. Got some nice features on there, Lil Gotti, Lil Keed, two of my favorite Atlanta rappers right now, very young, very fresh, signed to my favorite artist, Young Thug. I have Ari Lennox on there, signed to Cole. She's pretty sick too, she's fire. It's coming with the Erykah Badu type style. I'm rocking with it. And then I have T.I. on there, on 2 songs, The Reason I Rap. So this is a special album for me. T.I. co-signing me and really throwing me his salutes. It means a lot to me. It was a full circle moment, from him inspiring me to rap through the screen, to him calling me and saying, yo, you know what I mean? So it was a full circle. It was all the validation I needed ever since I started rapping. It kind of gave me that, all right, cool, I got this. Let me just have fun and do my own thing, man, you know what I mean? Signing to Def Jam is it's just one of those things that I needed, man. With all these ideas that I have in my head that I need all this backing and support with. It's gonna be easy to do now. These guys do it on a daily. They've been doing it for decades before I was even born. So we pretty much got murals in KZN, in Long Street in Cape Town, and also here in Brown, in Joburg. Just the album cover, man, just to kind of put it out there for the fans to go stand by, take pictures with it. You know what I mean? And we got the Times Square billboard. Times Square, my first Times Square billboard, Spotify, New Music Friday. Yeah, big shout out to them. That's huge, man. I wish I was there to take a picture with you. How every artist has to, but it's fine. It's cool.
There they go. Southside, there they go. There they go. Bangs, there they go.
All right, that's it from me. But before I head off, please can you follow us on social media? Our Twitter page is @StyleSyndicate_, or on Instagram @StyleSyndicate_SA. I've enjoyed spending this time with you. Take care.